Aging eyes. What does that even mean? How am I going to put this video out there? How do I explain what aging eyes mean? Oh, hi. Hi everyone. I'm Vicki with Avante-Avenue. If you subscribe, you know that. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. Why am I putting together a video called Aging Eyes? Well, obviously, I wear glasses, right? In fact, I have several pair around here. No, that doesn't look right. I decided to make this video because I have aging eyes. I do. What can I say? I've got cataracts, probably mid-stage, not enough to have surgery. For most of my adult life, I didn't need glasses. Nope, I made it all the way till my late 50s until I needed glasses. Well, I needed glasses, but I wore readers from the dollar store. You know what I mean? I love those glasses. I had a pair in almost every pattern and color. My fashion glasses. I really like those days. But after I got to the number 3 magnification, 300 I think it was, I had to finally go to the eye doctor and check into getting real glasses. And now I have 2 pair. I have one for everyday reading, and I have a pair for the computer, which these are. In fact, these are new ones. So one day when I was on the computer, I thought, you know what? I should do a video about aging eyes and reselling, because we are on the computer, are we not, all the time? Either our phones, my phone's the camera right now, or on our laptops or desktops or whatever. We're always on the computer. So I thought I would share with you some things that I do to help if you have aging eyes like me. And so I'm going to turn this camera around and show you some things that you can do, not on your phone. Sorry, you can't do this on your phone, but if you have a laptop or a desktop, some things that can help you. And I guess the very first thing I'll say is, if you haven't done so, get yourself some computer glasses. It helps so much compared to your regular glasses to have computer glasses that are all one strength, and you pretty much put your laptop within arm's length. First, we're going to go to eBay and take a look at some things there and what you can do to make it easier on your eyes. On the top right-hand corner where you see the 3 dots, open that up and go down to where it says Zoom. This is where you can enlarge your screen. You can see it change here and zoom in closer as I go up in percentage. Now you will notice that some things go off the screen, and so you might have to use your scroll bar to go over to the right. But this is where you can zoom in and enlarge your screen. Again, I'm working on a laptop. Let's drop it back down to 100% so you can again see the difference. Let's jump over into our seller hub and manage our active listings and take a look at this again. As you can see on eBay, the text is quite small. In fact, I personally have trouble seeing the gray against the gray background. To me, it's gray on gray with the occasional blue, and it's hard to read. But let's try this again. On the top right corner where you find 3 dots, open that up and let's zoom in. And you can see how much easier it is when you're zooming in and enlarging everything. It's not necessary to keep it permanently zoomed in. You can zoom in as you need to and then take it back to 100% so that you can see everything. So now let's jump over to our listings and go to drafts. I'm not sure if you use drafts, but we use drafts all the time. We have 25 drafts. Again, you can see how small the text is. Let's go to the top right again and zoom in. What a difference zooming in can make. Let's open up one of the drafts. You can work with the text as it is, or you can zoom in and enlarge it and make it easier to finish your listing. And I'm just going to scroll down through here and show you how much easier it is to see everything, to read everything, to find your item specifics and what you need to fill in. Let's jump over to eBay Messages under My eBay and Messages. Once again, let's zoom in. I'm zoomed in at 150%, and look how much easier it is to read everything. Let's click on one of the eBay messages. Look how tiny this text is when it's at the normal 100%. Now let's start increasing the zoom and see what happens. 150% and 200%. Now I can read it. How about you? Can you read it now? I know text on a TV screen can still be hard to read, but trust me, it's a lot easier to read than it was at 100%. Next, I'm going to show you some tips on looking at your photos. When you're looking for your photos to insert them into your listings, I do some things that can really help, and maybe you're doing them and maybe you just don't know about it, but I'm going to show you here. I'm in my photos under all hard goods. Eventually, we're going to go to the folder called Glass. But for now, I want to show you something that you may not know about to make it easier to see your photos. At the top, find the word View, and underneath that you're going to see several options. But before we do that, I want you to take a look again at the standard view when you go into your photos. This is the before. Look how tiny the folders are. Under View, I'm checking extra large icons, and look how large the folders are. Here's the before photo again, and now under View I'm checking tiles. Pretty small files, wouldn't you say? And then under View, I chose large tiles. I'd still say they're too small. Here's the before, the regular size files. And then I chose medium icons. Way too small. At least for my eyes. How about yours? One more time, taking a look at the before. And then again under View, extra large icons. Which one do you think I prefer? Did you even know that you could change the view when you're looking at your file folders? Leave a comment. But let's continue. Now I've opened up the file for Glass, in particular amber and yellow glass. And off to the right, you can see some of the images that I clicked on. And of course, if you hover over one of the images, you can double click to enlarge. And with your mouse, you can right click and choose the view right there as well. You don't always have to go back to the top. I don't know if you save your photos like we do. In fact, you probably use your phone and set up the listing, import your photos, and maybe you delete them, but we save all of our photos. First of all, in case eBay would ever lose them. It has happened. Secondly, if we want to cross-post on Mercari or Poshmark or some other venue, we always have our photos to go back to. And when the items sell, I go back to my file folders periodically and delete the photos. I really hope you find this helpful. I know for my aging eyes, to be able to enlarge my files and to be able to enlarge my photos, it is so helpful. And I hope you find it helpful too. Let's jump over to Google for some tips there. I'm on Google and I typed in Anna Lee doll. Let's do a search. This is at standard 100%. There are 3 things that I like to use on Google. If I'm researching a company or a brand, I will choose all. But mostly I use shopping and images. Let's go to shopping. I refined this search to Anna Lee doll St. Patrick's Day. Let's go up to the top right corner and you can see I have it on 100%. Let's go up to 150. Don't you just love how large the photos are? But you might have to use your scroll bar and scroll off to the right just slightly. So if you're on Google and you want to make it easier to read everything, it's one thing to see the photos, but sometimes the text is a little bit small. So take advantage of zooming in to 150% or whatever is comfortable for you. But one of the other things that I use on Google all the time is Google Images. Let's click here. And of course they have some advertising at the top, but after that, you will see lots of listings from all over the place, all different venues. I use images all the time when I'm trying to identify something. Let's say I have an Anna Lee doll. I know it's St. Patrick's Day, but I don't know if it has a name. This is when Google Images can be helpful. And just to show you again what a difference this makes, let's go back down to 100%. This is what you would be looking at in your photos versus 150%. Which one do you like better? So keep this in mind for enlarging your photos on Google as well as anywhere else. By the way, happy St. Patrick's Day. I have some things I'd like to show you that I'm pretty excited about, and I just recently played around with them. In the bottom left-hand corner of your laptop or desktop, go to your search bar. And in that search bar, type the word color. And you can see several things will pop up. But what we're looking for is color filters, and they're going to be under System Settings. So let's click on that. In color filters, you have some options here. Let's first of all turn it on. You have what's called inverted, reverse colors on the display. I find the black background a little too bold for me. There's grayscale, which is pretty typical, and grayscale inverted. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to leave this off for now, but I wanted to show it to you. And then we have high contrast. I have it turned off. Let's turn it on. And you can see my screen is quite bright, and I can choose my text color, my hyperlinks, disabled text, etc., etc. You can choose your colors here. And since I'm happy with how I have my screen currently set up, I'm not going to change anything here. But you can if you wish. Let's take a look at the mouse pointer. I have it set at 3, but you can change this and put it at any setting that you'd like. See how large it is here versus here? You have white with a black frame around it. You have black with a white frame around it. And then you have black with just a black frame, no border at all. And then you can choose a color. And I really like this feature. Didn't even know about it till I started playing around recently. But you can change the color of your cursor. You know, sometimes I lose my cursor on the screen. I don't know about you, but sometimes it disappears. So I think I'm going to go with this turquoise. And as you see, I have it at the largest size, but I'm going to tone that down just a little bit and take it down to 3. I kind of like 3. Let's move on. I'm going to zoom in on some of the options under display, and one of them is about your text size. Did you know that you could set it here all the way up to 225%? But that is quite large for everyday, regular use. 125% is recommended, and I'm good with that. Especially as you can see here how small the text is at 100%. And then under display, we have an option to make everything brighter. And you can set this anywhere from 0 to 100%. I keep my setting at 100%. Now let's check out the text cursor. What can we do there? First of all, it's probably defaulted to off, so I'm going to turn it on. And as you can see, you have a sliding scale from a very small cursor to a large cursor. These text cursor indicators frame your text while you're typing. What I really like about this is that you can choose a color for your cursor. Purple, green, yellow, gold, pink, turquoise, or green. I'm going to choose the color purple. And let me show you an example of how it works. I'm on Google, I'm in a text box, and you can see the cursor here. Let's just type something. You can see that although I have turquoise for my mouse pointer, the text cursor is in purple. So that's how it works. Kind of lets you know where you are. I'm curious to know if you knew about these color filter options in your settings, if you use them, if you've changed them, or if it's something new. Be sure to leave a comment and keep watching. There's more. So now let me show you my setup and what helps me and my aging eyes. I use a laptop, so I have this screen, but that's not really the screen I pay the most attention to. It's this screen. Yes, this one. I really couldn't do without it. I have been using this large monitor. It's an LG. I'll put a link in the description below the video. It's going to be a different model, but LG is what I've been using. You have to get a special cable to connect it to your laptop, but I tell you what, I couldn't do eBay without this. I have been using this for probably about 8 years. What a difference from this screen, which yes, I look at when I'm using my keyboard, but ultimately I'm staring straight ahead. I have my computer glasses on, and this is fantastic. So for less than $200, it's a great investment into your eyesight. So to recap, computer glasses, a large monitor, as I showed you here, enlarging the text whenever you can, from eBay to your files and photos to Google, and fingers crossed, and hope for the best, because there's no going backwards, and I know someday I'll have to have surgery, but as my eye doctor says, not yet, not yet. Oh well, it's part of aging. This video is really different from most of our reselling videos, our shop and hauls and pack and ship videos, but I hope you got something out of it. I'm Vicki with avanteavenue, and Mark and I will see you soon. Simple sales for good profit.